Good morning. Now, didn't I tell you months ago September would be here like that? I told you, didn't I? You didn't believe me. Good morning to you. It's Saturday, the 1st of September, 2018. And a warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire at our purpose-built television studio. Here we are, Autumn. Why is it spelt like that? Autumn. Why? I don't understand why there's an MN. Are there any other words with MN on? I can't think now, actually. There must be. Autumn. Welcome to the first day of autumn. Although it's going to be really, really nice. I have to say, I thought we'd had a decent amount of rain, but there's a rhododendron bush that I've got quite close to my house. It's been there. Oh no, was it this year I planted those? I can't remember now. It might have been... Actually, I think they've been there about a year. And I thought I'd lost one of them because it was drooping yesterday. And I thought, well, that's odd. We've had quite a lot of rain. And I gave it a bucket of water. And I came back a few hours later and it was still drooping. I thought, oh no, don't say we lost that. Because they're like 12 quid they are. You know, quite a lot of money to spend on a plant. And it's a quite large one. I've already had one lot of flowers for it. I think I've had it just over a year now. So just before I went to work last night, I thought, I'll just try another bucket of water. I'd already given it one bucket a few hours before. Put another bucket of water over it. And went to work, came back. I didn't check it last night, funnily enough. But when I got up this morning, I've been up early. I'm a bit delayed today, and there's a reason for that. I'll tell you why in a minute. Went out this morning, and it's picked up again because the leaves droop. I mean, it happens to all of us as we get older. We all start drooping. I mean, probably some of you, you leave the house, and then your bum follows you 5 minutes later. Is that right? Is that what happens to you? But it's picked up, so I think we have saved the rhododendron, I'm very pleased to say. And the reason I'm late this morning, you probably didn't even notice. Okay, I'm one of those things that I like things to be done as perfectly as I can do them. Now, I'm not perfect. I know some of you think I am. I'm really not. I do things as best as I can, right? And I noticed on that closing video, there were some lines on it. Did you notice that at all? I don't know if you noticed that. There were certain bits where you're moving. I'm going to get just a little bit technical for about 30 seconds here, so don't switch off. We can't afford to lose viewers on this programme, I'm telling you. There's few enough as it is. There really is about 10 million only at the moment. So that's not, no, it doesn't say 10. There's no, if you look at the black box on the Facebook, it's 11 now. That's 11 million. But the box is so small that they can't fit in the word million. That's why you don't see the word million there. All right. Anyway, so there's these lines on the video. Now, I've had this problem before. And they are called interlacing lines, and it's something that's left over from years and years ago, but for some reason is still around. They're called interlacing lines, and sometimes they start appearing on the screen. Now, on my video editing software, it gives an option for de-interlace or interlace. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I ain't got a blooming clue what any of it means. But I know that I put a tick in a box once, and that was it. So I then clicked a de-interlacing box and resaved it. No, the lines were still there. So this is what I've been doing this morning. I can't bear it. If there are lines on there and they shouldn't be on there, what you do, if I was to sit still like this, you wouldn't see them. It's when I move, like if I was to move like that on the closing video, then you see the little lines on the movement sort of, and they're not moving. They're not squiggly lines. They're dead straight. They're dead straight like that, interlacing lines like that, and they appear. Now, if you're not really paying much attention to the video, you probably won't notice them anyway, to be honest, but I notice them. And I know my brother-in-law, when he's doing his videos as well, here, then Retro Store is his YouTube channel, then he would do something about it again. So this morning I've spent about an hour and a half since I had breakfast this morning. I got around about 8 o'clock, a little bit later this morning, got about 8 o'clock this morning, had my breakfast, came up here and I thought, I'm just going to have a little work, see if I can work a try to see if I can get rid of these lines. I have already tried this yesterday and the day before to no success. So what I basically did, I kept saving it in different formats, and some formats would play out and some formats would not play out in the broadcast software. I can't be doing this. And then I noticed there was this little thing that said field options, and it said upper field first, and I thought, and it was upper field first, lower field first, and then what was the other word? Hang on a minute. I threw a bit of paper away now, and oh dear. What was the other word? Hang on. Is it on there? 1 minute. I've thrown a bit of paper away now. Have you seen this? I'll come to that in a minute. Can you see it? I'll come to that in a minute. I haven't written it there either. I can't remember the word now. It was something uninterlace or something like that, or no, progressive. That was the word, progressive. It said upper field first, lower field first, or progressive. And I saw on another save format that it was progressive was correct, and it did save it without the lines, but the quality was very, very low. So I resaved it on progressive, and I've played it, and it looks all right now. So right at the end of the show, which actually we won't be doing an hour today. I've looked there's nothing in the papers this morning. Nothing. All it is bloody Celebrity Big Brother this. This one it her. She it him. They've shagged. This one had a row. I mean, why on earth do you watch that crap on the television? It's like that Loose Women the other day. Did you see them at it? Old Kim Woodburn and Colleen Nolan and the other Nolan all ganging up on it. It was awful. Why is this crap on on telly? Why is it on? Whatever happened to the Sullivans or Young Doctors or the Galloping Gourmet? Or do you remember that wonderful programme in the afternoon in the 1970s, Crown Court? Who remembers Crown Court? Do you remember the music? That was good. Crown Court was excellent. No, Loose Women. It's 5 old bags who sit around a table cackling and rowing with each other and telling us about this one who's died or that one who's split up or a terrible operation that she's just had. How uninteresting can you be? This is absolute crap on the telly. Well, the papers are full of it this morning. Celebrity Big Brother. That's all I can find. I've got four mediocre, one which is quite amusing and one which is just absolutely ghastly. I'll read them out to you in a little bit, all right? But it's just full of Celebrity Big Brother stuff. Load of other rubbish. Anyway, so at the end of the show today, you should find that those lines have now disappeared. That took me an hour and a half to suss that out. God's sake, man. Right, who's with us this morning? Let's have a little look. 1 moment, please. 1 moment, please. Here we go. Right, let's go right back. We go back in time. Where are we? Good morning to Diane Jebb. She gets the first message in on the Facebook Live this morning. Good morning, Diane. You gorgeous young lady. Shania is on the Isle of Wight. Are you still doing your illuminations, Shania? On the Isle of Wight, the Ventnor walking, what's that called? Walking march? Not march. Oh, what do you call it? What do you call it when loads of people are in the street and they've dressed up and they're walking through and doing entertainment stuff? I can't remember what that's called now. It's not a march, is it? March is when they're all out on strike. Everybody out! All the train drivers or someone's out at strike at the moment up in Liverpool. I saw that on BBC News this morning with 2 of my favourite presenters, Naga Monchetti. I might have the name slightly wrong there. I'm sure it's Naga Monchetti. It's not machete, is it? Isn't that something you pick up from the kitchen and shove in someone's head, a machete? And who's the blonde girl? She's a big girl. She's not big, just she's big. Not fat, just big. Oh, I like her very much. Can't think of her name now. Anyway, they were on the telly this morning, but not much news really, nothing much to talk about. Morning to Shane Cameron. Good morning, Shane. Mr. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray. Ray's on a bit of a diet this week, aren't you, Ray? Ray's on a diet, so good luck with that, Ray. He's not coming to the karaoke on Monday. Well, might as well not go, Ray. You know, I do hope I will take a very dim view if I find that you've been somewhere else. You know, your number will be deleted from my mobile phone and you will be blocked. I would be very, very disappointed, Ray, if I hear from one of my many people, my many friends, that you've turned up at another karaoke this week if you don't come to mine on Monday. I won't like that at all. You know, there will be no more conversation. I shall pack up all your little DVDs and CDs that you've sent me over the years and send them back to you. Via Johnny Key, probably. Yes, don't talk to me if you turn up at another karaoke this week. I will be hurt. It's like a knife going into my chest. It really is. Good morning to Adam the Plumber, who's in sunny Stevenage on the Anglia transmitter. Good morning. Oh, my God. Did you see that? Another vote. Oh, my God, there's a spider. There's a spider on my window. Just a moment, please. Ooh. Let me see what sort of... I hope it's not a black widow. One moment, please. By the way, that's not a racist comment. That's not a race. There are actual things that we need to rename black widows because it's detrimental to people of colour. We need to rename black widows. What can we call them? Evil spiders. If it's a racist thing, they will no longer be called black widows. I'm offended. Right, let me see what the spider is. 1 minute. Right, it's okay. It's actually on the outside of the window, and its eyes are pointing inside. I reckon it's watching the show. Hello, spider. Hello. Incy wincy spider climbing up the wall. Rather the wall than my leg. Oh, we don't like spiders. It's a reasonable size. That's about an inch. It's about an inch, leg to leg. How long are your legs? I hope your legs are longer than inches, aren't they? Huh? Morning to, yes, I hope you're well, Adam. Watch out, there's vultures flying around out here at the moment. Be careful, Adam. Whoa, there comes another one, darling. Back, you vultures, back. Morning to Alan Russell. He turned up at the karaoke last night. He enjoyed singing the last song last night. Well, it was a good song to finish with, Alan. A nice, upbeat song. That's what we want. It was, do you love me? Do you want to dance? Do you love me? Do you want to dance? There's not many words. Do you love me? Do you want to dance? Do you love me tonight? Oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you want to dance? But he did that one last night. An excellent song to finish with. A really good song. We don't like to finish with ballads. You know, we really don't want to finish with, don't let the sun go down on me. No, we don't want that. We don't want that, Alan. We really don't want that. Always finish on a high note. I will always love you. No, you won't. And we don't love you for singing it. So please don't. Excellent. Brian Paul and the Tremolos. Excellent. Good morning to Dakey. Good morning, Dakey. Let's have a look there. Dr. SOS Gregorian, who's got a new Facebook profile and is confusing all of us. Why did you change the other one, dear? There's nothing wrong with the other one. You look perfectly all right in the other one, dear. Let's have a look. Roy Brownlow. Good morning, Roy. Are there key rings taking ages from China? There's no key rings, Roy. I keep telling you. And where have you been all week? Don't think it's not been noticed. The fact that you haven't been there, observing this excellent programme, this bastion of British broadcasting. Yes, absolutely. All the stars watch this programme, you know. Oh, yes. All the stars and the talk show hosts, they watch this programme in the hope of picking up tips from me, Chris Reardon, International. Thank you. Roy says the lines on the video, they thought they were on your face. How rude. Rude. There are no lines on my face. Just a little bit of that. That's ready for another trim now, do you think? Ready for another trim. Some idiot said to me the other day, oh, well, we like your stubble, but it's a bit grey. Of course it's grey. I'm 55, you idiot. You don't think it stays the same colour? You're very, very lucky if your beard comes through still black or blonde. What's the point if you're blonde, what's the point in having a beard? No one can see it. No one can see a bit blonde beard, can they? Adam, Chris, you could invite Ronnie round and take the mick out of him and boost your viewing figures to 12 million. No, they go down when he's on. Honestly, I watch the numbers go down whenever Ronnie appears. People don't like him. Oh, well, he's convinced that the entire world is in love with him, you know. my mate. Good morning to Kelly Kim. Back at work on Monday. Yes, Kelly Kim. I thought you might turn up Monday as your sort of last day of freedom. Freedom. Oh, Kelly Kim. Good luck on Monday, darling. Good morning to John Parrish, arriving late this morning on YouTube. Good morning, John. I was just saying you missed the beginning of the show there. I don't know if you've noticed, but the end video had some lines on it. They're called interlacing lines that I think I've managed to get rid of. Okay, so I've redone resaved. I didn't have to put it all back together again. Resaved the film with a slightly different setting, and I think that's got rid of the lines. I hope it has. All will be revealed at the end of the show. I never quite know until you actually play it out. Yeah, sometimes you check stuff, and it can look perfectly all right on the first thing, when you look at it, and then you look at it again, it's still all right. And then you play it out, and it's not right. There's something wrong with it. It's so annoying. I do like to, I'm not perfect, I'm really not, but I like to get it as perfect as I can before I let stuff go out, Steve McGovern. Who's Steve McGovern? Steph McGovern. Steph, that's it. Steph, thank you very much. Steph, she's the blonde big girl. Not fat. As I say, not fat. She's just big. Wow, I mean, she's like, if you was a child and that was your mum, you know nothing would happen to you. She's great, Steph and Naga. I really like those two together on the old sofa. But miserable weather forecaster today. Where's what's her name this morning? Oh, I can't remember her name now. The one who's always smiling. She weren't there this morning. It was some miserable old git in a suit. Very boring. Not happy at all. Incorrect weather forecaster for breakfast time. We want someone lively and exciting at breakfast. Not some... Oh, and here's the weather. Thank you very much. Well, as you can see, there's going to be sunshine and a cold front is moving across the country. Wait, no. Come on. Liven up. Someone put a bomb up his arse or something, for Christ's sake. He was very, very subdued, that one. Festival. No, not festival. That's not the word I was looking for, John. Not festival. When loads of people walk through a street like I like the gay pride thing. What's that called? It's not a march, is it? Is it a march? A march would be a political thing. It's like like the Notting Hill Carnival when they all go through the street. What's that called? Oh, I'm no good with words at all, am I? I couldn't write a book. My friend Tom Edwards from Thames Television, he's written a book that's coming out in December, and I'm hoping to get round to him and do a bit of a proper video interview. He did agree to that, so we're going to try and do that at some point before Christmas. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Dr. SOS Gregorian, on the subject of the racist term for black widow spiders, which is offensive, I am sure, although none have told me yet. I shall talk to some of my black friends and request information from them. Is the term black widow spider offensive to black people? It must be changed immediately. Absolutely. Dr. Gregorian says, how about non-white widows? Oh my God, it's gone. No, there it is. Oh, I forgot. I thought, because I've got the window open. What if that might try and climb in the window while I'm doing the show and take over? Spiders. We don't like them, do we? Although, I have to say, one of my favourite ever series of Doctor Who, and it's very old, we're going right the way back to the early 80s here, possibly the late 70s, was Doctor Who with John Pertwee, Doctor Who, Planet of the Spiders. My God, it is hilarious. You've got to watch that. You have never seen such unrealistic spiders in your entire life. They're just these plastic things that are quivering like this. Try and watch that, okay? Doctor Who, Planet of the Spiders. I think you'll find it on YouTube. Good morning to Michelle White, who is one of our lovely Waitrose customer services people at our Bracknell branch. Waitrose, I'm surprised it's even open. How does it run without you there, Michelle? It's very, very slapdash when you're not there, I have to say. Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. She's got into Dynasty, really. The new series of Dynasty. Roy. How nice, Chris. Missed me and noticed I wasn't there. Of course, you've got your own light, Roy. Regular people. You're wondering what this is here. I'll show you in a minute. Don't panic, dear. I'll tell you in a minute. Everyone's regular listeners and viewers have got their little light on here. And a little light. And yours hasn't been on a week, Roy. I'd noticed that. Good morning to Dale Pan. Oh, change your calendar. Thank you, Dale. I wondered who would... well done, Dale. Well done. I wondered if you'd spot that. Well done. All those people watching. It just shows you, Dale, they don't pay attention, do they? Do you know what I mean? All those people watching, and not one of them have noticed the calendar. Isn't that funny? You have. I'm so glad you're so observant. Here we go. Let's see what Barry's picture is for September. There we are. Shall I try and do that pose? One moment, please. 1 minute. Let's try and do the pose. Like that. I need a microphone. I've got another microphone somewhere. Oh dear, I don't think I have. What's that there? 1 moment, please. Oh yes, I've got one. Here we go. Let's try and do that. So that's like that, and is that right? Looks like we made it. By this time next week, I will have already seen Barry Manilow once at the O2 on Thursday night. Oh, yes. Good ticket for that one. Oh, yes. Here it is. My Barry Manilow ticket. Now, I've got to be very careful that I don't show you all of this because you could try and photocopy it and use my ticket to get in. So I'm going to cover that. There we are. Look, Barry Manilow live... entrance B, block A3, thank you very much. Row B, thank you, row B. So A, B. Second row back, not bad, is it? Seat 54. So that's a lot cheaper than buying the front row. The front row is horrendously expensive now. Horrendously. In fact, I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that they had trouble selling the front row. They were so expensive this year. Whether or not they sold out, I don't know. I'll let you know when I go and have a look. So by this time next week, I will already have seen our main man once on Thursday and be looking forward to going to see him next Saturday as well. So very, very excited. Thank you very much, Dow, for pointing that out. Thank you very much. Parade. Thank you, John. That's the word we're looking for, parade. The Isle of Wight parade as looked after. Oh, thank you, Kelly Kim. I like that, Kelly Kim. I like that. I absolutely like that. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Vectis, I can't ring you, unfortunately. I can't ring it. I don't have Skype. You have to load money onto it, so I don't know that. However, if you want to, I can't ring out. Let's just type. So someone wants me to ring them. They're doing a radio show at the moment on the Isle of Wight. I can't ring you. No credit. I haven't got any credit. Because I don't use it, you see, so I don't really need it. Oh, hang on. I don't want the latest version of Skype either. No, go away. Oh, this. Let's just try this. It's our friend Vectis. He's doing a show on the Isle of Wight radio. On the Isle of Wight called Vectis Radio at the moment. So let's just. There we are. Oh, yeah, let's open that little line for him, just in case he wants to ring in. So we might get a phone call today from Vectis, who's on Vectis Radio on the Isle of Wight, okay? Parade was indeed the word I was looking for, John. Well done. When loads of people go for that, they got all, like, music and wonderful costumes and all that. It looks fantastic, some of those. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Parade is the word. Not ambush. No, not ambush. Ah, dear. Morning to Weird City Citizen. He's on the YouTube as well this morning. Shania is also on Vectis Radio until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've sent them a message as well. So if they want to call in, that we may get a phone call from them this morning. All right. Carnival. There's another good word. Carnival. That's a good one as well. Excellent. Morning to Maureen. Welcome along. I'm glad you enjoyed last night. Maureen was mentioning actually last night at the end of the night. I was putting stuff away, and Maureen mentioned those of you that watch the karaoke stream is much better to watch on YouTube. The whole thing goes out on there. Facebook, we keep losing the connection due to they haven't quite got their copyright thing sussed out, and they think that I'm illegally playing music, and I'm not. It's karaoke, for Christ's sake. Who's going? The whole idea of copyright is that so that you don't sell someone else's product and make money from it. Let me tell you this. No one is going to buy any of the karaoke singers singing songs from me. Number one, I don't sell them. And number two, I don't think they're going to want them. I get this feeling that people don't want karaoke singers to make records and to buy them like that. That's how it is, okay? But however, Facebook, we keep losing the stream. This doesn't happen on YouTube, so you are so much better off to watch the karaoke stream on YouTube. And there is also a chat box on there. Some people, yeah, but we can't chat on there. Yes, you can. There is a chat box on there. You need to have signed up to YouTube. Okay, and then once you do it, a little chat box opens up. You might have to have a little bit of a look around for it, but you will find it on there, and then you can start chatting to each other. All right, Alan, Simon Keane. Yes, I tried to ring him yesterday. Actually, Simon Keane. He disappeared for a while, but he's back around, isn't he? But I couldn't get hold of him yesterday, so I'm glad you spoke to him. He's working at. Is it Thorpe Park? I thought it was Alton Towers. I thought he was working at Alton Towers, not Thorpe Park. Are you sure you got that right there, Alan? Not sure if you got that right there or not. All right? Okay, so that was it. Yes, Maureen commented that... Oh, here we go. We got a phone call now. There we are. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you? All right?
There you are. Vectis on the Isley of Widget on Vectis Radio. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Vectis Radio in stereo for the island. There you are. You can cut that out and use it if you want to. No charge.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're not quite live at the moment, so I am to be very careful because I can't pipe any music through to you. I don't want you to get... I suppose you can have a quick 5 seconds as I come to you.
We can have 5 seconds here and 5 seconds there. Don't you worry about that, my friend. Good. Vectis.
Because I wouldn't want to get you into trouble. You're quite capable of doing that on your own.
I rarely get into trouble. So, has your carnival thing finished now? It goes on a bit, doesn't it? It's not like
does.
It's not like a one-day thing, is it?
I've got 10 seconds to go,
right.
So I'll just put you on the desk and you'll get a tiny bit of Men at Work, and then I'll talk to you, okay?
Men at Work? Is it all right to speak while that's on? Oh, it's all gone very quiet.
Here we go. This is Vectis Radio. We're on 104.6, and of course, always online. If I bring this fader up here, hopefully, I might be talking to a friend of mine, Chris, at the other end. Are you there, Chris?
A very, very good morning to you, Vectis Humphreys. And how are you on Vectis Radio on the Isle of Wight? Can I do a jingle for you?
Yeah, go on. Feel free.
Are you ready to record? Tell me when you're recording.
Yes, I'm poised. I'm ready. I'm not a coiled spring.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's Vectis Humphreys and Shania, ba-ba-ba, on Vectis Radio, on the Isle of Wight, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh dear, yeah.
You might want to
cough. Might have to polish that bit at the end, but other than that, that's very...
Yeah, was it the cough? Sorry. It was the cough at the end. Perhaps you can take that little bit out with great care, I think, something like that.
If we got our production company to do that, that would have cost us thousands.
Do you do news stories on your show? Do you refer to the papers or anything like that?
Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit of a mishmash of everything, really.
Yeah.
Like what I laughingly called. And so, tell you what I was going to talk about. I don't know if you've been talking about it on your show, because for some strange reason, for technical difficulties and whatever, I couldn't get much sound off the Facebook thing, but it's all working well now. But did you hear that Coca-Cola have bought Costa for coffee for some phenomenal amount of money? Have you seen that in the news?
Yeah, I did. I'm not surprised with the prices. Do you buy stuff from Costa Coffee and Starbucks and all that, do you?
No, very, very occasionally.
Yeah.
If I'm somewhere on the mainland and I'm desperate for a coffee, and they're just everywhere now, that's the only time that I'd use them. But I just don't. I don't understand how people do. I don't understand how people can go, hand their money over, and spend that phenomenal amount of money on a coffee. And I'm not really into... am I allowed to say this? I might get into trouble with Ofcom. But I'm not really into arty-farty coffee. I like it at home, put a teaspoon in a jar, get a bit of instant out, a bit of milk on it, and I'm quite happy. I don't want all this cappuccino and latte and espresso. And doesn't it annoy you? It annoys me when you go into a normal... I'm in a moaning mood today, can you tell?
Well, when aren't you? Let's be honest. When aren't you? I think we can ask your listeners. That could be a competition. When is the last show that you heard that I didn't moan or something like that? Possibly. It could be a competition. You could win a day out to Bracknell here with our brand new shopping centre, which is a year old. Oh, it's so exciting. Can you believe now we've got a new shopping centre here called the Lexicon? And funnily enough, there is a Costa coffee there.
Was that the leprechaun?
The Lexicon. Awful name. Ghastly name. Lexicon. The Lexicon it's called, right? So it opened a year ago. Can you believe on all the little roundabouts they've got this little
Irish person?
No, not a leprechaun. That's offensive to the Irish. I've got a bit of Irish in me, I'll have you know. I've got a bit of Irish in me. I'm offended. No,
everyone's offended, Chris. As you say, everyone's offended by everything now.
Yeah, it's got these little yellow signs, like a comma, and there's a big 1 on it. I mean, as you're driving around Bracknell, all these roundabouts have got this little sign on. I think, what's that? And it took us a few days to realise it's the celebration that the shopping centre has been open for a year.
Oh,
they're having a big thing about that. Maybe we could borrow some of your lights from the carnivals on the Isle of Wight happening at the moment.
Well, I've got something better than that. Our local Asda, which we waited years and years to get an Asda on the island. Of course, I've got to say this. Other superstores are available. That was a year old a couple of weeks ago. It's been on the island and open for a whole year. Ooh.
Oh, did they have a party? Did they have a rollback?
They did actually. They had balloons, and I think they might have had a birthday cake and what have you. And it's so there you go.
Did they have a rollback event? A rollback event?
Perhaps they had a rollback event on birthday cakes. They might have done. I'm not sure.
You've had a few of those this week. Have your birthday cakes? You certainly seem to know how to.
What you saying about the carnivals, Chris? It's normally on this date, on around about this time. It's normally the last hurrah, as it were, of carnivals on the island because it's a Ride Illuminated Carnival, which I might add has just come top in a online poll of carnivals all over the country. It's been voted the most popular. Can you believe that?
Well. Well, you certainly know how to throw a party there. It just goes on and on. This seemed to have started 2 weeks ago. I saw Shania with a few little bits of fairy lights hanging around her neck somewhere, walking out in the street, all flashing away like that. Well, it's still going on. Days later, I'm seeing more and more photographs of more and more people walking around with fairy lights on them.
Of course, what it is the carnivals tend to be compressed into the sort of 6 weeks sort of kids' holiday, really. That's why it's so sort of intense for those 6 weeks. Quite a few island towns have sort of carnivals. And of course, this year we had the main gay pride for the whole of the country. That took place. Was it July? That was just before the kids' holiday. I think that was a big success here on the island. There was a carnival parade and loads of events and entertainment on the beach. So it's been a busy old summer on the Isle of Wight. Was
that the first one you've had then of that?
We had the Isle of Wight Pride, which was sort of like the local event, like Southampton and Portsmouth have and what have you. But we only had one last year, and then in the second year of organising it, it was chosen to be the main event for the country. So that's great for the organising team. That's a big coup for them.
Well, I don't understand why I'm never asked to open any of these events. You would have thought, me being here in Bracknell, I would be asked to the celebrations of the first anniversary of the Lexicon shopping centre. But no. Oh, no. They've got some fat queen doing it with bad hair and bad teeth. Who's about half my age. It's all ageist. I'm offended. I'm offended.
Well, you're very offended today, Chris.
Nothing offends me.
So to say, we got Rye Carnival tonight, which will be a big illuminated carnival. It's one of the ports on the island that you can come to the island as a passenger on one of our high-speed catamarans. So there'll be lots of people in the town for that. There's a little smaller one, but just as important, it's been rescheduled out West Wight, out the leafy country part of the Isle of Wight. That was nearly with an Isle of Wight lipper. tomorrow, because it's been rescheduled from when it was raining during July, on one of the rare occasions it did rain on the island. And then that will bring more or less the carnival season to a close.
Oh, it's such a long time since I went to the Isle of Wight.
You keep saying you'll come, and you'll come and visit
I
the
know,
studios, but
I know.
I'm offended, Chris.
I do remember one.
You haven't come. I'm very offended.
I remember one particular. I think I was about 20, 21.
Let me think. That was a long time ago.
Yes, the last time. Honestly, that's how long it's been. No, 21, maybe a bit more. Hang on, 21, 20. 21, 22, somewhere between 21 and 25. Anyway, I came over there with, now, listen carefully. I can't say this too loud, okay?
Right.
Listen very carefully.
No, okay.
With someone else's girlfriend. Yes. It was all very hush-hush. But we were only there for the day.
That happens quite a lot on the Isle of Wight. I just want a little den of iniquity.
I was only there for the one day before I started jumping on the other bus. That was only there for the one day. One day. It wasn't a night. I want to point out. It wasn't a night. But it was, I'm going to tell someone else's girlfriend at the time.
I think you've tainted the Isle of Wight, Chris, now. You've
tainted love. Are you going to play? Are you trying to link carefully into your next record or something there?
No, I'm not that clever. I'm not that polished, Chris.
Oh, if you could do that, you'd be straight on that radio too, 88 to 91 FM from the BBC.
Cool, yeah. I'll be on wages as well. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, well, you're in Bracknell, are you, as it's the weekend? Because you're a globe-trotting DJ. At 1 minute in Bracknell, next minute you're in that leafy Norfolk, isn't it? Norfolk,
well, I live in two places now, kind of, really, yes.
You're like the Queen, in a manner of speaking.
I'm in Bracknell half the week usually, and Lincolnshire the other half.
Lincolnshire.
But not this week or next week because I've got stuff to do. Next week I'm going to see Barry Manilow twice at the O2 on Thursday and Saturday. Also I've got a hospital appointment on Tuesday, and I'm meeting up with. Do you know Non-Irish Mary from Ireland?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm meeting up with her. She's not too well at the moment.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, good wishes to her then. Hope she gets well.
So I'm meeting up with her. Actually, Ronnie's coming as well. We're taking her out to lunch after my hospital visit on Tuesday, sort of around about 1 o'clock, something like that. So I've got quite a lot to do the next couple of weeks. And then get ready for my 2 holidays, which I'm going on soon. Two.
Well, I hate to be rude, Chris, but the trouble is when I do this, I'm going to offend you now. I know I'm going to offend you, but I've got to go because I've got to play some commercials.
Commercials?
And go into some music. Well, you can listen to the commercials if you want, but...
commercials? Can we listen? Is that allowed? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah,
it's all right
I can't see there's any reason why not. They last for about 3 minutes, so if you want to talk over them...
Oh, that's far too long, dear. We'll lose everyone in that time, my dear.
It's probably best that I love you and leave you then, Chris.
It's been fun, wonderful to talk to you. It would have been better to talk to your daughter, but there you go.
I'm here now.
She has been here. I had a phone call from one of my many fans. Anyway, must go.
It was your sister.
Love you lots. See you, Chris.
Cheerio, Vectis. Bye-bye, Shania.
Bye.
There we are, calling from Vectis Radio on the Isle of Wight there. A simultaneous transmission. It's all happening here, dear. It's all happening here. Right, let's have a little look there. Who else are we talking to this morning? Let's scroll back a little bit there. Oh, Roy's gone. Goodbye, bye, Roy. Goes pick his children up for the weekend, looking after them. Good. Alton Towers. I thought it was Alton Towers, Alan. That's right, yes. Good morning to Joanna. Morning, Joanna. Let's have a look. Arty Farty is a great coffee brand. Is it an actual brand? It's not a brand, is it? I don't go to Starbucks or Costa unless I'm absolutely... You're still wondering what that is. I'm coming to that. Don't worry, I'm coming to that. Yeah, I'm not someone who goes and spends £5 on a blooming cup of tea. It's outrageous. I don't drink coffee, actually. I'm not a coffee drinker. Don't like it. I like the smell, but not the taste. I'm a big tea drinker. I'm going to have a cup of tea when I finish the show today. Beagles, the Essex band, that was John Parrish's late brother, who used to play on the Isle of Wight as well. Is that right? Gosh, how fantastic. I don't know the Beagles, to be honest. Or are you saying the name of the band is the Beagles, or the name of the band is an Essex band, or is it the Beagles, who were a band from Essex? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Good morning, Paul, who's in Sheffield this morning, and Keith is watching the show in Malta. Morning to you. Shania only drinks tea. I don't like coffee either. Shania, who we just had on the phone there. No, I'm really not a coffee drinker. I hate the taste. I always remember a coffee shop in Kingston. when I was a child in the 70s, we used to do our main shopping at Sainsbury's in Kingston, and there was a coffee shop on the road, and it had like a vent, an outlet onto the street, and right along the street you could always smell that delightful smell of coffee percolating away in some sort of machine in there. Wonderful, wonderful. Where all these names came from that we've got now, I really don't know. You know, flat white mocha, this all different names for coffees. It's just a coffee, for Christ's sake. As Vectis just said to you there, you put a spoon in a jar, put the coffee on, put it in a cup, and put some water on it. That's a cup of coffee. All these places mucking around with all this stuff, dear God's sake. Beagles, is it the Beagles? The name of the band was the Beagles. Never heard of them, I'm afraid. Was that what did they play? Covers? Did they do covers, or did they make their own music, or what did they do? Not sure. So thank you very much for that one. Right, let me tell you what this is. So I've started building my new Lego. Oh yes, and this is how far I've got so far. Okay. Now I'm going to keep you fully informed on this one. To how far we got. This bit opens here, so that's obviously some sort of door there. Okay, that's as far as I've got so far. That's probably taken about 2.5 hours to do that so far. Now, there we are. Okay, it should end up. Oh, I haven't got. Didn't I bring up? Oh, there it is. Okay, it should end up like this. Hopefully, there we are. That's how that should end up, like that. So it's quite a large one. Now, it's a bit different to the other ones, okay? With the other ones, I've got a bus. Now, where's the bus? There you are. No, that's not the bus, is it? There it is there. I've got this bus here, this is a Lego bus, which I made from scratch. This comes with a little instruction book, you see. And there was the instruction book for that, okay? That's the Lego bus. I've also got a Lego camper van type truck. Not dissimilar to. Oh, there it is. That's. I've got one of these as well. Now that isn't here. That is down at the caravan. Okay, that's displayed down at the caravan. So that one I've built already, and that comes with 3 books. It had 3 books in it. Each book is numbered. I think 1, 2, and 3, and there are 3 bags of Lego with that. And the idea is, you open bag 1, book number 1, you put that together, and then book number 2. So this is the next step up. This one here is the next step up. And if I show you once again the book for the bus, here's the book for the bus, right? Okay, that's the book for the bus. Now, let me show you the book for the one I'm making at the moment. Look how thick this is. This is going to take me years to do this. Years. And there are so many bits, I have to tell you. And the bags in this large one, the bags are not numbered. So you've literally, I think there's about 5 or 6 bags. You've literally got to open every single bag and tip them out, and you've got all these little bits. Oh God, it takes you so long to find these bits. That's where the time issue comes in. You've got all these bits, and you look in the book, for example, perhaps for that little bit there. You see that little bit there? And then you look on your table and there's all these bits. That's what takes the time. Finding the bit in the bag of millions of bits. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and that's how far I've got. That's not too bad, is it? As I say, about 2.5, 3 hours work there so far. But I find it wonderful doing this Lego stuff. It's something I recently picked up, actually, from from 2 of my great nephews, George and Harry. Mainly George, who's got a whole selection of Lego. He's 6 years old. He's either 5 or 6 years old now. He's got a whole selection of all these little Lego models that he's made with his dad, Ben, on his bedroom side table. And that's what I thought. And he bought me one, you see, because I took them to Legoland. So he bought me the bus. that little bus, and which came in. I thought you just opened a box and it was there. No, you have to put it together yourself. And I can't lie to you. I opened this and I looked after, I can't be bothered to do this. And then one night I just started doing it, and I really enjoyed doing it, putting it together, and you end up with something that you've made. And one of my great nieces, Emily, she bought me that rose. That's a Lego rose up there. Can you see that? But that you didn't have to put that together. That you just took out the box, and there it was. So that's what that is doing there. Okay, Kelly Kim, have you seen the Lego Bugatti? Yes, Bugatti. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. A real driving car. It does a maximum speed of 12 miles an hour, and it's made of Lego. The whole thing's made of Lego. I think there's 2 things on it that aren't Lego. That's the name badge and something else. I can't remember what the other thing is. Kelly Kim says, just put it on my Facebook wall. They used over 1 million bricks, and it actually drives just 12 mile an hour. We did that yesterday, Kelly Kim. Do try and keep up with us, Kelly Kim, dear. Honestly, you just watch a little show here, and you're not a regular, are you, dear? You're not regular. Oh dear, I thought you might make an appearance on Monday, on your last day. Never mind. John says they are an Essex covers, plus they do their own stuff. Lead guitarist was in Flintlock, a band in your era. Yes, it certainly was. John, Nick Abbott lost his voice last week. Yes, I was listening to that. Poor old Nick Abbott, who's on LBC, I think it was last Saturday night. Yeah, it was last Saturday night. And he had a really bad voice. And I said to my mate as we were driving up north, because I went up north last Saturday night, actually. And I said to my mate, he sounds really bad. He was like talking like this. And to have to do a radio show like this. And in the end, I think he gave up about a quarter of an hour before the show was due to finish, and handed over to the very boring Matt Stadlen, who's got about the personality of a wet lettuce leaf. Oh, there's no flair there at all, is there? How boring is he? He's obviously super intelligent. I think he's worked for the Telegraph and places like that. But he hasn't got a voice for radio, I'm sorry. It's boring. Absolutely as boring as anything. Whereas Nick Abbott, he's got some flair there, some excitement in his voice. We want to hear characters on there, not bland people. I can't bear bland things, whether it's people or colours or something like that. Bit of flair. Do it with a flair. Oh, hello, I'm Matt Stadlen. And do you think... Oh, God, no, thank you very much. Off. Straight off. There's not actually a lot around on the radio at night. Although, who's the bloke on Talk Radio? He's quite good. He was on BBC London. He's not bad. He's got a bit of excitement in his voice, you know. So, yes, I heard that. No, John, don't bother putting my name forward. I am not what LBC is. You know that. People say that all the time. You should be on LBC. No, I shouldn't. I don't do what they want. They're very, very political and very straight down the line. And judging from the bloke at night, sometimes, I was going to say they don't want characters. Actually, they do have characters on there. Steve Allen, what a wonderful man. Steve Allen, Nigel Farage, whether you like his politics or not, doesn't matter. He's a character. You know, he's a character. Even that Nick Ferrari, characters. I can't stand bland things. They're just so boring. They really are. Good. Okay, let's just scroll down a little bit. There we are. Did he lose his voice last night? No, he didn't. No, he was on right up to 1 o'clock last night because I was driving. Oh, he didn't sound quite right. I'll give you that. He didn't sound quite right, but he was still there at 1 o'clock last night. Poor Kelly Kim's got a chest infection. She's lost her voice. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I was saying to a friend of mine last night, I've just gone through a year with nothing. I mean, I hope this is not the calm before the storm. You know, I haven't had a chest, a cold, nothing this year. And if you're a regular viewer to the show, you will know I've suffered over the years with like chests and flu. Oh, I've had a couple of really nasty bouts of flu in the last 5 or 6 years. But last year, nothing. Not a single sniffle. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange and mysterious? It really is. And I put it down to chili. I started eating a lot of chili. I keep putting chili in. I love chili. Oh, I love chili. You'd love my spaghetti arrabbiata sauce, Kelly Kim. You would absolutely love it. It makes you sweat. The top of my head sweats whenever I have that. Alan says, Malta. I haven't been to Malta for many years. I went to Valletta. I don't know where that is. Tel Aviv was my favourite holiday. Oh, have you been to Israel? I've been there. What a fantastic place that is to go on holiday. Wow. Everything you ever learnt about in religion at school, you don't have to be religious. Doesn't matter. Oh, Matt, we don't do religion. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everything is in Israel. The whole Muhammad thing, the whole Jesus thing, the whole Jewish thing, it's all there. It is fantastic. And you go on these little coach tours, which I have to say I didn't find they were overpriced at all. The Dead Sea. You go and you just lay in the Dead Sea. You don't need to move. You just hang there. You don't sink. The difficulty is you can swim in there, okay? But then you try and stand up and you find you can't put your legs back down. It's really difficult to get your legs back down on the floor. And then you find these other places where the Virgin Mary was supposed to be born and Jesus was supposed to be crucified. Oh, it's all there. Wow. And there's a special place where the Jewish people, and it's horrendously expensive to be buried there, but there's a mountain. It might be Sion, Mount Sion possibly. Sorry, I don't know if I'm right here, but there's a mountain there, and there's lots of graves there. And if you've got the money, you can be buried there. And I think, don't quote me, I might be incorrect here. I think that's if you want to be buried there, that's where the Jewish people think that God is going to appear first, so they want to be first in line to meet him. I think that's right. Not 100% sure on that. All right, okay. And of course, the other religions are there as well. The Muhammad, sorry, it's not Muhammad, is it? The Muslim religion, that's there as well. They've got a big mosque there, and they all meet there on a Friday. It's a real hot pot of different things going on there. It's amazing, Israel. Jerusalem. And you go up this hill and you look down on Jerusalem and it's just golden. It is absolutely it's beautiful, all yellow and shimmering there. And if you've got a vision, if you close your eyes, right, and if you've seen if you've heard bits of the Bible and all that business, and you just close your eyes and imagine what it's like, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. Oh, I didn't see any donkeys. Very disappointing. Mount Sinai. I think that's the one. Thank you, Adam. I believe it's Mount Sinai. And there's all these graves around there are very, very expensive if you want to be buried there. Just totally amazing. And I went in a synagogue while I was there to have a look around, and there were very, very nice Jewish people in there. I didn't know. I think I went on a Friday, and I literally just walked in. There was a few people milling around, and I thought, I'll just have a look in here. And I'd never been in a synagogue before. I'm Catholic, so I know churches. Synagogue, nothing like a church. Nothing like a church. It's very plain. There's lots of books and benches for people to sit on, and there's like a focal part of it, but there's no statues. If I remember, there was no statues or anything like that, and it was just really a big open room where they would go to pray. And interestingly enough, of course, the books are back to front, so the bit so it's open like that, and they go that way. Can't remember now. They go the other way with the books. It's all like back to front a bit. And it's got like the Hebrew writing in it. That's fascinating. Of course, I started taking photographs, didn't I? And I thought, I didn't think anything more. Oh, excuse me. You can't take photos today. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. I didn't mean. I know. I apologise profusely. He said, oh, you're not Jewish. Said, no. Oh, well, if we can just explain today, we're not allowed to do any work today. And so explain that. So you can't do any work at all on this day, not even make a meal or anything. So I put the camera away and I said, I apologised, and that was okay. And he said, would you like me to show you around? And this man took me around, and he said that, and that showed me all different bits of the Torah, of course, and all that business. And he was ever so nice, and he said, if you want to know anything else, please come back. Perhaps you'd like to come with us and pray. We pray on these days. Thank you very much. And that was it. Went to see a synagogue. Fantastic. I went into a lot of churches in Israel, Beautiful churches, especially the I think it was the Greek Orthodox ones, where it's just silver and gold. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. And there, of course, were plain ones. There was one church, and you went in, I think that was up a hill, and you looked through a window and you saw the whole of Jerusalem. Then there was a cross there, and the whole of Jerusalem through the window. Just amazing. I went to the Garden of Gethsemane. A big water thing. Oh, gosh. The something sea. Was it the Red Sea? Something like that. Can't remember now. I don't remember. I went on a lot of tours. It was just fantastic. It really was. I can't recommend. If you like a bit of history, go to Israel. It's fantastic. You'll need quite a bit of time if you're going for the security and all that. The security is second to none. Nothing's going to happen to you. I'll tell you that now. Nothing's going to happen to you at all in Israel. Fantastic. Mount Zion. Is it Mount Zion? Is Sinai Zion, or are they two different places? John says, I heard you knew Joseph. You actually went to his workshop. You can go to Joseph's workshop. John Edward. Good morning, John. He says you need Botox. I don't think so, John. If you don't like me like I look now, then turn it off, mate. I don't care. What is the point of Botox? Because it just makes you fake, doesn't it? I'd rather people see me for what I am than some fake mask. And Botox is a fake mask, John. You're not looking too bad for your age, I must say, John. Anytime you want a date, just let me know. All right, dear. Good. All right, what's the time now? I had no intention to be here for an hour, but that's happened now, hasn't it? I had some more stuff to tell you about. I think I'll hold on to that now. And there was a couple of stories here as well. This is just absolutely vile. Now, I'm sorry if you're having your breakfast. I'm just going to do the one story. All right, one story, because I promised you that I had a vile story to tell you. Are you ready for this? This is in this morning's Daily Mirror in the weird news section. A mum is making rose gold casts of women's vaginas in a bid to get them more confidence in the bedroom. She's making gold casts. This lady has been inundated with requests after launching her rather unusual idea, and she hopes it will get women talking about their private parts. She believes it could also save lives by giving women the confidence to go for smear tests. This woman, Bobby, she's from Clacton-on-Sea, innit? Clacton-on-Sea in Essex, said, I'm hoping my casts will make people feel more confident talking about their bits and pieces. The human body shouldn't be a taboo subject. I hope this will encourage women to be more open and comfortable with their bodies. The single mum of two has plans to launch casting parties where friends can get together over a bottle of wine and have their bits moulded. Now, I'm not sure how this happens. Her first model was nervous to have it done at first, saying she wasn't very pretty down there. It's not my cup of tea at all, I'm sorry. I know some of the straight lads. I know what you're saying, boys. It's not for me. Bobby believes many women feel like this and hopes her project will show no two are the same, giving women more confidence in the bedroom and on the doctor's table. She said, I've been very nervous about having a smear test done in the past. I don't see how this helps with smear tests. I really don't. It doesn't say... I was trying to find out how she does this. It goes on. I want to offer casting parties in the near future where women or men can get together with their friends and have a laugh getting their body parts cast. They get a delivery of their own personal sculpture instead of naughty undies. The vagina casts were actually designed to be in the bedroom. They make a fantastic Valentine's Day present or Christmas gift if people are looking for something a bit different. Can you just imagine that, girls? Giving someone a cast of your vagina for Christmas? That is absolutely ghastly. She says, I guess you could put it on the front door to keep away unwanted guests if you wanted each to their own. I can't imagine someone would have it on the kitchen table. And there's some pictures of them here. It's not, I'll tell you, it's not nice. It really isn't nice at all. Anyway, here we go. She uses alginate. I don't know what alginate. Alginate. She uses alginate to make the moulds, the same material used by dentists for teeth impressions. In the past, she's also created beautiful casts of babies' handprints, dog paws and pregnancy bumps. But now she's looking beyond the gushy stuff and has attracted a huge response from inquisitive fans. Well, it's all very strange and mysterious. It really is. I don't know, possibly if you're looking for a Christmas present for someone, you might want to consider something different like that rather than just clicking something and ordering it off Amazon. I don't know. Perhaps that's your thing. It certainly isn't mine. I'll tell you that now. Adam Blue says, Merry Clitoris. Oh, Adam, you are naughty. John says, plaster of Paris. I knew a guy used to do it in Africa. Honest. Very, very strange. Very, very strange indeed. John says they'd be handy for an egg cup. All right. Let's do today's birthdays. Oh, hang on. What's that message there? Sorry. No, let's do today's birthdays. And then I must get going, actually. I'm going to have a cup of tea and then I'll probably go up the swimming pool today. Mum, let's have a look. Birthdays today. Mun Bill is 28 years old today. Good morning to you and happy birthday to you. Alessandro Fontana, I love your surname, is 26 years old on this Saturday. John Hilderley is 49 years old today. Good morning, John. Happy birthday. Tamas Nasipi is 39 years old today. Ronan Barton. Hello, Ronan. How are you doing? It's been a while. Happy birthday to you this morning. Dean Stiffer Spears is 32. I haven't seen you for ages now, Dean. I'm over at Central Station now, doing the karaoke on Mondays and Fridays. If you ever want to come down there. And also a little bit of hosting on Saturday night. We've got Dave Lynn tonight. Anyone who's coming down Central Station, it's Dave Lynn tonight. Be nice to see you, Dean, at some point. Happy birthday. 32 today. That was my favourite age, Dean, 32. My favourite age period was 32 to 47. So you've just got there now. You get rid of all that horrible stuff that you had as a teenager and in your 20s and all the letdowns, and you're a bit hardened up now probably to being dumped a few times, are you, Dean? Don't give me the whole I have never been dumped thing either, dear. Happy birthday, Dean. Sam Thorne is 37 years old today. Peter Travis, happy birthday to Peter Travis. Adam Blue Buckley, are you there this morning, Adam? Did I see a message from you? One moment. Yes, you are. Oh, it's your birthday today. You kept that quiet. Were you waiting to see if I got to it or not? Were you waiting? Happy birthday, Adam. Big happy birthday to you, Adam. It's nice to have someone actually live with us when I do the birthdays, if you see what I mean. Happy birthday, Adam. Have a lovely day. All right, Stephen Westlake. Hello, Stephen, is 31 years old today. And finally, Tina Hall is 50 years old today. So they're the birthdays. Let us sing, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Nice one, Adam. I see your message there. Happy birthday. Look, let's all wish. Can you all wish, as Adam's the only one there, could you all wish happy birthday to Adam on the little messaging thing while I wrap up, gang? You've got a whole minute to do that when the film plays out. Now, I hope that the closing film has now lost all those annoying little black lines that were going across it. So watch very, very... No, it's not... No, incorrect. That's not the famous plumber. That's not the famous... Adam Blue Buckley is not the famous plumber. That is Adam Tubero. Adam Tubero is the plumber. This is another Adam. This can be known as Adam the singer. Adam the singer, because he sings at the karaoke sometimes. Yes. Adam the singer. Right, let's hope that the little black lines have disappeared off the closed film. Thanks ever so much for joining us. We've got some lovely weather today. The sun's already out here. I'm going to put my my sheets in the washing machine as soon as I've finished and have a cup of tea and then going up the swimming pool. All right? Enjoy your Saturday. Thanks very much for watching and listening, and I'll see you again hopefully sometime tomorrow. Bye-bye now.